What's going on, good people? Let me start this week's episode with an apology. Although there's no excuse, life has definitely been lifing for me lately. This has caused slight delays in production, and I apologize if this has thrown off your week or caused you to search in the middle of the night for an episode that has not yet been published. As we continue on this deep dive into our beta based vocabulary, I will continue to work towards getting your week started right with the B word episodes published at a more consistent time, meaning having episodes published for our Australian listener, to our California listener, for that one under 18 listener, and that 60 and over club. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for tuning in. Now, without further ado, I bring you this week's episode of The B Word. Woo! Welcome, everyone, to the B Word, your favorite podcast, diving into all things B. I mean, all things B has to offer. Wait. Okay, hold on. Wait. I guess I'm a little out of practice. You know what? Let's try this again. Let me start this week's. Oops, that seems like that went back a little too far. Hold on. Let's try this again. Hello and welcome to the B Word, your home for beta-based exploration. I'm your host, B. Alexander, and this week's B Word is, wait, can I get a drum roll, please? Bravery. Ooh, bravery. Now, before we get wrapped up in this B word, I wanted to ask, how many of y'all know that March is Women's History Month? Yes, it is. Because right after our Black exploration, we are graced with a national month that recognizes women. They put the wow factor. And all right, little known fact. Let's see if we can find something to share here. Women's History Month had its origins. Women's History Month had its origins as a national celebration in 1981. That's right. It was back in 1981. But here's the thing. Women's History Month wasn't a month. In 1981, 1982, and in subsequent years, it was actually only just a week. Now, throughout the next 5 years, Congress continued to pass joint resolutions designating a week in March as Women's History Week. But it wasn't until 1987, after being petitioned by the National Women's History Project, Congress passed what was designated as the month of March in 1987 as Women's History Month. Between 1988 and 1984, Congress passed additional resolutions requesting and authorizing the president to proclaim March of each year as Women's History Month. Now, since 1995, presidents have issued a series of annual proclamations designating the month of March as Women's History Month. And these proclamations celebrate the contributions women have made to the United States and recognize the specific achievements women have made over the course of American history in a variety of fields. Sound good, don't it? But let's just be real. You know, I grabbed that off their website, but you get it. And you cannot discuss the importance of Black History Month, Women's History Month, Hispanic Heritage Month, AAPI Heritage Month, Pride, and more. Guess what? Without discussing bravery. So let's just discuss it then. Bravery. Bravery. Bravery is defined by Oxford as a courageous behavior or character. Did you like that definition? I don't think I particularly like that definition. So if you're anything like me, you just heard that bravery is essentially courageousness, but it isn't. Huh? Right? I'm talking about bravery or what it means to be brave. I'm talking about the fact that these two words have different nuances, you know, like equity and equality. They're not the same. They headed in that direction, but it's not exactly the same thing. Before we get too distracted or off course heading towards those E words, we're going to stay focused on this B word right here. And this B word right here is bravery. Like, I want you guys to understand that bravery and courage are different. Both can be within you and live within you like simultaneously. Some people characterize bravery as acting without fear, but a brave person does not act without fear because fear is natural. It's natural for you to be afraid. It's natural for you to be reticent. It's natural for you to have some type of feeling. But that's why I struggle with this definition or this explanation of bravery, like to act without fear. I just don't think that's necessarily possible in the same sense. But what I do prefer as a definition of the word bravery is the quality or state of having or showing mental or moral strength to face danger, fear, or difficulty. Y'all better stop playing with me. See, these characteristics include the ability to act quickly, even if it means putting one's own self in harm's way. Think about it. Let's go with some fun examples. You think about your superheroes, right? We're still stuck in our Marvel, DC, different universes and whatnot. And a lot of times we'll characterize these heroes as being brave because a lot of times they're putting themselves in harm's way in order to protect others. Kind of makes sense, right? Or even in the military, we give medals for bravery. But there's a difference between being brave and being courageous because bravery is this action. Like in the simplest terms, bravery is an action, while courage is the endurance. You like that? I hope you like that. Okay. For some, it's easy to be brave. For others, bravery can be a bit of a challenge. When I say that, I can't help but to think about when people say putting on a brave face and what that really means. Because that's what that is, right? Bravery is essentially that face that you have to put on, that mask that you're wearing in order to be able to be the person that does the thing. It also sounds to me like fake it until you make it. But, I'm not trying to say that they're faking it. It's more so about taking on the new challenges and not allowing fear to be the focal point while doing so. We all face challenges and obstacles every day. If that's just me, then you know what? Oh, well, I guess then I just face challenges every day and obstacles. But I know that I'm not alone. School, work, life presents many challenges or hurdles, most of which to a varying degree. But we must do so with bravery, our ability to confront the fear, adversity, and the unknown with courage and determination. There's so many things running through my mind right now as we are talking about bravery. I'm thinking about how a mom picks up a car or like straight up off the ground is using superhuman strength. She does this. She's able to do this while being brave and because of adrenaline. That is really true. And when you set boundaries and adhere to those boundaries, in case you want to talk about boundaries again, we discussed that back in like week 3. But if you want to discuss boundaries, you do so with courage. It takes courage to adhere to those boundaries over extended period of time. So that endurance, whether you want to challenge someone's beliefs, right? It takes courage to stand by your beliefs, no matter what other people may have to say. That's courage. That is courage. It is brave to stand up for someone else. Like if you think about the school bully, the kid who can't take it anymore. That kid who can't stand by and just watch someone else get hurt. That person who steps in and shuts down that situation. See, that's bravery. That's bravery in that situation. As we move towards spring, another symbol of rebirth, we must have the courage to embrace those changes because we all know change isn't easy. Each season comes and goes in our lives. And so we must be brave as we take that step into that unknown, but also have courage to stay in the uncomfortable until it becomes comfortable. So stepping into our next chapter, like turning to that next page in our story, ready to confront the unknown. Bravery is important as we continue to grow as individuals as well. It is important as we strive towards achieving our goals. I read somewhere that it is with bravery that success happens. Think about it. Millions of brave men and women marched the streets, have held rallies, gave speeches, staged sit-ins, and more to help get each and every one of us a chance to sit at the table, expand the table, or you know what? build a new table. Whether you are facing challenges personally, professionally, interpersonally, I hope that you confront them bravely and courageously. I really do. I want us all to be able to take on life's challenges and embrace them as they are, because they are just challenges. I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in to this week's episode of The B Word. As you continue to move forward in your day, in your week, in your month, in your year, I encourage you to do so bravely. Embrace the bravery within you. Also, take a moment to learn about the legacy of the women who made Women's History Month possible and what they overcame. And most importantly, continue making each day a step towards being your best self. As always, I want to thank you for tuning in. You're listening to The B Word. I'm your host, B. Alexander. I welcome you to connect with me on socials at @IM_B Alexander. And if you got questions, comments, or suggestions, I always welcome you to reach out via my website at imbalexander.com, or again, through those same social media channels. Be sure to hit that follow button so you get notified each time a new episode drops. And until next time, peace.